Hi, this is Meghna Gulzar. My film Chhapaak will be coming out on 10th January 2020. Catch me on DissDash.
What was about this topic that, drove you to it, that wanted you to actually do a whole movie on it?
Actually, I wrote the script after Talwar back in 2016 with my co-writer, Deepika Padukone. And it was at the time when I was looking for subjects for my next film. And because I was just coming out of Talwar, which was based on a true life incident, and it was my first, I kind of gravitated towards looking for stories out of true life. And so then, when you start scanning newspapers, I came across reports of acid attacks, which would appear pretty frequently. And so you knew that this was happening, but it was not part of public consciousness. It did not have enough spotlight on it, even though it's as horrific as a rape even, or perhaps more sometimes. And so that's why I felt that, there was a story in here that needed to be told.
What are the stats for this occurrence?
There are close to 200 incidents a year in India.
That's a lot. My God.
Which is pretty frequent. Yeah, and these are the reported ones.
How did it impact you when you met, your subject?
It kind of makes you think about the sheer inner strength that these girls have, and that how much we take for granted our normal existence when you see the hardships that they have to put up with the life that they have to live, and yet the spirit is contagious. They're not victims. They don't want our sympathy. That for me was a big eye-opener.
What are you hoping to achieve from this movie?
Well, for the most part, awareness at least that this happens and what its consequences are, both on the victim, their families, society, the legal consequences, the medical consequences.
Now, how did you, choose Deepika for this role?
So Deepika and Laxmi have a very, very strong resemblance to each other physically. There is something that makes them uncannily similar to each other. Particularly having seen Laxmi's photographs before the attack, she looks spookily similar to Deepika of, say, 20 years of age. So that is my starting point, actually. I never thought in my wildest dreams that she would take on a film like this, but she did, and completely spontaneously, which was actually very fortunate for me.
How involved was Laxmi in your process of putting the story together?
So we actually collected our data based on information available in the public domain. I like to do that when I'm making a film on a real life subject before meeting the subject themselves to keep some kind of objectivity intact. And then once we had a rough structure is when we asked her to start narrating her story in any way she wanted, in any chronological order. So we spent a couple of days together, just her talking, us recording, making notes, asking questions for more details where necessary. And then once that was done, there were other key players involved, her lawyer, her father's employer, her plastic surgeon, who we engaged with and got needed information, medical, legal, etc. And then once we had our screenplay treatment, I shared it with her. She signed off on it and we started production. And then I showed her the edit of the film.
What was her reaction?
She loved what she saw.